Hi, my name is John and I'm gonna discuss about the local government of the Philippines under the section 1 state that local government code of 1991. So moving forward, let's move to the section number 2, the declaration of policies. State that the government or the state shall give power or autonomy to the local government to enhance their own subjects or the citizens under that local government by all means, but in rely or in line with the policy of the state. So, the section number 3, operative principles of decentralization. So, from the word decentralization, the power of the state must be handed down to the local government by all of the responsibilities, resources, and respective to the powers and functions. So, kailangan yung bibigyan na power ng state ay fair enough to the local government to function as a small or a local government to enhance their subjects under the local government. So, in every local government, there must be a establishment or a place where the appointed or the elected leaders must reside. For example, those barangay hall or the municipality town, also the capital, probably from the province. So the section 4 or scope of application just says that this code shall apply to all provinces and all any parts of the government. Section number 5, the rules of interpretation. So, just in case that the central government will impose or update the provision or laws in regards also with the, of course, for public purposes, and just in case it will compromise the local government, which, for example, the imposition of taxes for clearing of roads, for clearing households, something like that, for sending benefits, and the doubt will arise because there will be a questions with the favor of the local government. So just in case it happens, the central government should listen carefully. Also think first about the position of the local government. In case that there will be a compromise in the part of the local government, so all changes must be in favor for the security of the local government and also for the benefits of these barangays or municipality or also maybe the province. Now we move forward to chapter number 2, the general powers and attributes of local government units. Section number 6, authority to create local government units. Of course, the central government has an authority to create or establish a new local government units, but there will be a scope or provision on regarding this one. There is the land area, the population, and also the era that counts that the local government or the particular area that generates. Section number 7, creation and conversions. Again, of course, in this area, we talk about the land area, the population, and also the income or the era that comes or generates from the taxpayers, if those will be enough or be considered to create a new local government, barangay maybe, or municipality. So those three criteria must be observed in order for the local or for this code or for the central government to establish a new local government in, for the citizen under the to be local government. So, in order for the government or the central government to establish must be a observation, or it will be undergo some department, which are the Department of Finance. Of course, in terms of the income, it must be investigated or documented by the finance. And also, in terms of population, it will be under the NSO, or the National Statistic Office, to create a census of how many citizens will be under that local government. So next we have this Department of Environment of National Resources, because in terms of the land area, to consider if the area is possible to be establish a government or establish a new municipality. The land area must be computed as well. Of course, if that will be considered as a single unit or to be a municipality. So, of course, if we will make another local government, it will fall to another section, the section 8, division of merger. It says here that if you're gonna divide or make another local government, the original municipality, province, or a barangay, the era must not fall behind, or no, I mean is that it will not be lesser if it will be divided. So the general or the original income or the minimum income must not be lesser or must not fall behind. What I mean is that the original income must still be stable, It should not be deteriorate. Because if it deteriorate, it cannot be considered, or we cannot divide it, since it will be affecting the income. Of course, if the fund will be affected, also the citizen will be at risk about this one. I mean, the money will not be enough to support the current population or needs of this particular or the original government. So let's move about, of course, if we make a division or addition of the local government, we have this abolition of local government units. So it falls under section number 9, the abolition of local government units. It's just about if the municipality or this particular agency of the local government cannot generates enough income or funds, or its people is, let's say, they are migrating or they becoming lesser, they cannot maintain the population that is required by the code or the government. So the municipality or this particular government should be abolished. Yes, we have to, since it cannot contain the required by the local government. Of course, if there will be a division, abolition, who will be asked for those? If it would be just the government? No, it will not be. Since it should be the people who decide for this one. So under section number 10, the plebiscite requirement, it just says here that there should be a survey. They should ask the people if they agree to demolish or to add another local government, since it's still they will be the one to be affected for their security, of course for the income that they will receive, since it will be divided, or there will be none because it will be demolished. So the people under this local government, what will happen to their taxpayers? I mean, what happened to the tax they have paid for? So it will be demolished. So the decision should always come to the people of the local government. So, of course, if we're gonna establish a local government, the officials should have their offices and also their facilities. So under Section 11, the selection and transfer of local government sites, offices, and facilities. So in this section, it just says or tells us that the government should establish their offices must be on the area which is reachable, probably on the center of the local government unit. And the establishment of this one should undergo to the election of the, so there will be majority vote from the sangguniang members, sangguniang of the unit. So the unit should, the vote or the election should have a two-thirds of the vote from the proposed where it should be established. So if the person of the mayor says that the local government or officers should be placed in a certain barangay, she or he should receive two-thirds of the vote from his official. So just in case they don't agree, there will be another election where it should be, where should the offices or facilities must be established or erected. So government centers under section number 12. Of course, when you say government center, it must be in the middle of the town or in the provinces. But I'm not sure about it in terms of realizing. However, so again, just like in General Natividad, our town is our proper town, the main, the town proper, it's in the center, so that the people can just easily go in our town. So it will be so the same. So the government must be in the center of the given local area or local unit for their citizens to easily access if they need some documents from the government, and also for the use of public market and also public gathering. So the distance where they will travel, so it will be just near from their household or from their house. And of course, if we establish facilities, we're also gonna name those area. And again, under this provision, the section number 13, naming of local government units in public places, streets and structures. Of course, and this one, if you can see, there will be a highway which we call Vergara Highway. So they name it after their names. So the mayor named the roads under their names, which I think should not be the case, since every naming or renaming the area or land area should be under the Philippine Historical Commission. So they should always ask this particular agency. Of course, the section number 14, the beginning of corporate existence, if the local government is newly established, their officials should be elected as well, because we're in a democratic country. So, in order for them to be the officials, they should be elected by the people during an election, of course. And under the section 15, political and corporate nature of local government units, once it is established, the central government or the states should consider this particular local government has its own autonomy or has an own initiative power on their end, and also they can of course establish their own provision or law for their under their own jurisdiction. And section number 16, general welfare. Of course, if you were established as a local government, the main purpose of this unit is to enhance or to preserve the ecological balance and to encourage and support the development of this particular area, and also to maintain its self-reliance. I mean is that they should have their own funds which will be enough or suffice their needs to establish or to maintain the health and the culture of this particular local area. So the main reason of this local government unit is to empower this particular area in all terms, such as the economic purposes, social justice, and also the morals. They should be uh, enhanced or to maintain or preserve, and also to enhance each an individual citizen, to give them a proper education, proper health, and also an easy access to any establishment or documents that is given by the unit, and all the funds of the central government or all the benefits that they offer. All the members of this local government unit are qualified for those benefits. And now we move forward to section number 17. So under the section 17, the basic services and facilities. So of course, if you were established in local government, you must be given a different kind of facilities such as the schools, health center, probably hospital, their policemen or their established their offices, and all the access for the public uses, public documents. Those must be established in the local government. So, if there will be a newly established government, the central government or the state should provide all the necessary facilities in order for these citizens to have an access, or they should be benefited, especially for the projects that they offer to maintain the ecological balance, to enhance the agricultural growth, to enhance their science and technology research, and also about the sports. And all those kind of empowerment must be given to this particular local government unit. So all the projects that the government or the central government will impose, any kind of local government should receive at least fair enough for their and for the land area and for their population. So all the citizens in the Philippines should enjoy those privileges that the government or the local government is giving or handing down to their particular local government. Whether it's a city, barangay, municipality, or provinces, those kind of offices and benefits should be given down to the local government and its citizens. Section 18, power to generate and apply resources. Of course, the main purpose of the local government is to maintain the general funds of the community, and also to empower the resources. Or commonly, the local government, farming or agricultural, is one of the reasons or the main resources of the income, and also for about fishery. If the local area is near the body of water, of course, and lastly, if the local government is in the city, so commonly it is the buildings or the infrastructure. And now we go to the section number 19, the eminent domain. So what is the eminent domain? So it's very popular since just last year, I think, that we have this kind of eminent domain, the clearing of roads from the public area, just like in the market where the store which occupies some property of the government was already taken by a certain area which is property of the individual or the private person, if the government thinks that it needs to be removed or needs to be in order for the road or for public usage, so they have the ability to compensate or just to take the property and just compensate the owner or the private owner of the particular property. Section 20 of the classification of lands, of course, in terms of the generic lands, I mean generic funds within this local population or local area. So the classification of lands is based on the era or the income that comes or that it generates within this particular government. So in a province, we call it different kind of types of municipality, which are the class A, class B, class C. It depends on the population and also with the land area. And most important is the fund that this particular municipality that generates. So again, the classification is about just those three: population, land area, and of course the source of income or the income that generates on the particular. Again, just like in the local domain and in the power of domain, in section 21, closure and opening of roads, as that we have discussed before with Sir, the local government has the ability to close and open roads for public usage only. So aside from those, for such events such as individual person, we just get to close a particular road for their individual events. It cannot be if they don't have permission to the particular barangay or local government that they will belong. So all the power to close and or open the roads is still under the local government, just like we have before during this pandemic, wherein some roads are closed for a public usage or for public safety and security. And now we have the section 22, the corporate powers. What does it mean? That the local government is bounded also to submit to sue a person, and also they are also bounded to be sued. So just like a normal company, they have this particular power to, aside from govern, but initiate to submit a particular law. Now we go to the section 22, corporate powers. So as a government, as an individual entity, they have this, they should have a particular name as a corporate name, which might be called, for example, a barangay. We call this just a municipality, general actividad, or a particular name. And they are also bounded to be sued, or I mean is that they can be sued by a person, and they can also sue a person. They should have a corporate seal, or what we call insignia or sign or seal, just for their own identity. And also they are allowed to have a personal property or to acquire for a public usage and for in the name of their corporate seal, corporate company, just like a corporate local government. And also they are also allowed to enter in any contract. Commonly, if the contract is about the infrastructure or about the public safety or about the health and about education, and they are allowed to enter in to any kind of contracts. And also they have this power to execute a law and also to interpret the law on their behalf. Just in case that there will be a law that will be handed down by the central government. Now we go to the section 23, authority to negotiate and secure funds. So, being the local government, they are allowed to enter to any negotiation, different kind of offices in the Philippines, especially with the local, with the public offices, which are what we call about public of education, Department of Education, Department of Health, just to secure some grants or what we call some concerns. So just like in the section 22. And now, we go to the section 24, which the liability of for damages. So being a corporate, we are also bounded to be sued again if we do some illegal acts or this local government did some illegal acts, and also if they were unexpected happened, that they were able to that they made an accident damages to a particular person or to an individual. In that case, being a corporate name, they are bounded to pay compensation for the injuries or damages that they have caused. So I think that will be all covering the chapter 1 and 2 of the Local Government Code of the Philippines. And thank you for listening. Have a nice day.